David Duford again from Final Expense Agent Mentor. Website is feagentmentor.com. Today, I want to talk about something that I feel is fairly important to consider, especially more in the long run of being in the final expense business. And that is, what are you paying for as an agent? Now, this isn't about leads or expenses or anything like that. This really has to do with your commission level. Now, I will say, and be totally honest, that in this business, it's not about what you make, it's about what you keep, certainly. Meaning it's not all about getting the highest commission level. It's about having the resources available to maximize your income. A solid lead program, training that actually works and is helpful, that measurably improves your earning capability and closing ratio. But in the long run, as you become developed as an agent, you've done 6 months to 12 months, you've got experience under your belt, you don't need as much help, you're logged into the lead system, maybe some alternative ways to develop leads. That's when this is the kind of video that you need to listen to when you are an asset to any agency and you're wondering, well, how do I make sure that I'm getting the best value out of my agency that I'm involved with? So, what are you paying for as an agency? I want to be totally blunt here. As an agent, are you concerned about having 15 people above you in an office that they pay a lease for, 2 or 3 executives, business coaches, employees, assistants, so on and so forth? Now, let me ask you this. Don't you think that a portion of your commission is going towards paying those people? And more importantly, do you need these people to operate successfully in this business? I would wager that if you are productive and you're doing $10,000 to $15,000 a month plus, the last thing that you need is to be paying employees that don't have, or really just investing your commissions involuntarily into a group that doesn't give you exchange and value. And so what I mean is this. A lot of agents do well in these organizations that provide these extra layers of value, or at least perceived value. And many times it is valuable, especially in the beginning. You've got resources, you got people to talk to pick the phone up. You're just kind of clueless getting started. You get all the help you can, and that's a good thing. But what happens is, as you develop and your skill develops, as you become more developed, the more money you leave on the table as an agency or as an agent. And so it becomes imperative that if you don't need the training, or if you don't need the lead program or the offers or the coaches or the layers of fat, you need to do best by your family and contract to get you the best and the highest commissions that you can for your skill level. And so, again, I'm speaking to the guys that are part of these large organizations that are productive, that know what they're doing, that have a grasp on the final expense business. You are leaving money on the table if you're not shopping around to try to find a better deal. It is not that hard to find an agency that will point you in the right direction for the same thing you've got right now, that you may have to coordinate yourself and may have to spend a little more out of pocket, but ultimately your bottom line will be much, much improved, because now you're a totally independent agent and really operate more functionally as a business versus a salesperson. So let me give you a little example. When I started in the business, I did the exact same thing. I worked for an extremely large organization, had a fixed price lead program. I was on a pretty low contract level. I worked with them for about 6 or 7 months. I was doing good. I wasn't doing great. I wasn't doing bad. But it was obvious that I was paying 2 people above me. I wasn't getting the support. But most importantly, my lead program was starting to become inferior. I just wasn't getting the results out of the lead program. And so leads are everything in this business. So it was obvious that I had to start looking for other opportunities. So I moved my production over to another marketing organization. I got a commission bump based on my experience. I got a better price on fixed price leads, and I didn't need the support, which I never did request it, so I stayed there for probably about 18 months. No problems, it worked fine. And then I realized that ultimately I now had several years of experience, I had production history, and it was time for me to go totally independent and start carrying as many carriers as I could, so that every time I was in the home I was able to sell a policy, make the most money, but also do something with every lead, because I had basically every conceivable effective final expense carrier. So I went totally independent, started buying my own leads, and then moved my commission levels up after that. And then did that again slightly the following year after I had more production history. So the point is that when it comes to this business, you are paid what you are worth. And truthfully, what you're worth is what you establish yourself as being worth. It's not all about the top end commission level, but it is more so for the guy that is self-motivated, confident, and most importantly, very experienced in a final expense business, and just doesn't need the same layers of value or fat, if that's what it becomes, to bring down their comp level, because the agency has to hit that fixed cost every month to make sure that those bills are paid. And if you don't use that, you're not putting money on your table where it should belong. So again, ask yourself, when you get involved, the most important thing, in my opinion, is training. You need the sales training, you need the carrier training, you need the lead generation training, you need the whole system. You need to plug in the system that actually is duplicatable and works and is time tested with backup of experience. But what you don't want to do, again, this goes back to other videos I've recorded, you don't want to stay there and continue to pay for the layers of fat if it doesn't provide ample value, or it provides more value than what you give up in commission level. So again, if this has struck a chord with you guys out there that are working with these large organizations, if you feel like you're being shortchanged, do some research, look at agencies, and you'll probably be able to find that you'll easily be able to get a much better top level rate, in addition to getting access to fixed price lead programs. We do that at Final Expense Agent Mentor. Most of the people I work with are brand new in the business and value training, but I do occasionally work with guys who have been licensed and experienced in final expense for a while, have the production history to prove it, but want to basically take the next step upward and pick up contracts at a street level contract and able to dial into a fixed price lead program to make sure they're getting the best value. So if you're interested in that, check out my website at feagentmentor.com. My name is David Duford, and thanks so much for listening again.